This is a place far from everything modern. Where you are just a tiny speck. You lose track of time, almost lose yourself. For your mind it's a relief, a sanctuary away from everything back home. Not that home is bad, but out here you're at home too. And a little briefer now and then keeps you sane. You can work through your problems, think about projects, the future ahead, or just remember the people who aren't around anymore. For me, this is one of those places, far up in the north. I love it to just walk around out here, with no goal and no plan. Just spending my time in this dreamlike place. Years ago, when my mom was still around, I started filming these trips. She couldn't really hike anymore, but this way, she said, she could still come along. And each time, I'm wondering if she's still watching. I do have my fair share of spectators though. You're not really alone out here. They're watching you, always. All sorts of creatures that inhabit these places. It's a paradise, and nothing here feels like it's changed in 1,000 years. So, here I am again. Last trip up here for a while, probably. Other things in life need my full commitment. But that's okay. The memories you carry out are lasting. It is summer, mid-July, prime time for midnight sun and mosquitoes. You wrestle both for sleep. But summer this year is different. We have been spoiled with sun the past few years, and while it might look nice right now, the weather is changing fast. All you can do is soak in as much warmth as possible and not mind the rainy days ahead. I am very close to the Swedish-Norwegian border. A worn-out trail leads me up into the high country, just south of some famous national parks, Sarek for example. I keep the first day short and set up camp, looking out toward the days ahead. Soon I should get a first glimpse of Sweden's biggest sand beach. Not the kind of beach where you can get a mojito though. The next morning, thick clouds cover the sky. Makes deciding easy. I head down the valley to look for one of the few unattended huts out here. This one sits at the bottom of a valley, right at the outflow of some bigger lakes. It's called Allure. Just a practical little hut with a suspension bridge nearby that comes in handy after all this rain. And of course, makes for a perfect spot for a little break. There! Look! Something moving in the thicket. This time a whole family. The chicks are too quick for my lens, but the mother is brave and stays, surprisingly close. Just past the hut and bridge, the forest gets dense, mostly birch trees fighting the harsh climate. As soon as I step into the forest, the sky clears and the sun breaks through. The wake-up call for millions of mosquitoes. I push through quickly, looking for higher ground where the wind's blowing. Elevation is about 1,000 meters, or around 3,000 feet. give or take. It's a high plateau. All sorts of rock formations and strange-looking flora up here. Club moss, for example. Oddly comforting to look at. It's scattered with lakes, and where there is no water, there is usually boulder fields that slow you right down. Don't twist your ankle. Raises the question of how this reindeer gets through here with 2 extra legs. I'd face plant immediately, I imagine. It's soon time to set up camp. But I am picky. I want a view, I want comfort, and ideally flat ground. Mission impossible, it seems. Pondering about it at the waterfall could help. It's not the lack of possibilities, but the flood of choices. Feels familiar. The Netflix home screen problem, but in real life. How comfortable it is to just stretch your legs in a well-pitched tent. One of the best feelings, honestly. Over the past week, I've climbed mountains and walked Sweden's biggest beach. And right now, I'm back in my tent. heading out for one last little adventure. I'm at the south entrance of Sarek National Park, just a stone's throw away from the park border. Kvikjok was the starting point. There were a lot of fellow hikers on the Kungsleden part, but once you leave the main trail and head towards Sarek, you're alone again. Just occasionally, a few prints in the mud. The path from Kvikjok to the foot of the mountains takes you 2 days. 1 if you're fast, but I am not. I like to move slow, observe and listen carefully. There's always something to spot. And you can miss a lot if you move too fast. It's my 10th time in the park. One of my favorite places. And as soon as I see these mountains, something settles in me. I've slept here before, close to these huts. Already climbed the peaks in the background. Seen this place in summer, autumn and deep winter. I think everyone has such places, or at least I hope. Places that make you feel good. For some it might be the city, for others the forest behind the house or the beach just down the street. I chose this place, for whatever reason. You don't really decide these things, do you? The place is big, and even though I've visited many times, there are countless spots I've never seen. Sometimes you just need to turn right and you're somewhere new. And this time, that's exactly what I did. I walked the whole day along the side of a mountain range. Magnificent views in all directions. The light is just perfect today, and so is the weather. I decide to hike up to a mountain top. I know there is something famous just on the other side, but it's a long way and the ground is full of boulders. Good thing the days are still long. No need to fear the darkness. Pitching a tent won't be a problem. And then I'm there. Rappadal. From an angle I've never seen. A worthy ending, I tell myself.